Joining me now is Congresswoman Sharice Davids of Kansas, where the flight originated. She's a member of the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee and the Aviation Subcommittee. Also joining me is retired Marine Lieutenant Colonel Amy McGrath, founder of the Democratic Majority Action PAC. Thank you both for us to be here. Representative Davis, I want to start with you and let you talk about your community and how they are handling this, and also how you feel about the President of the United States weighing in and giving his own diagnosis of this crash rather than waiting for the NTSB.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I would say is that this is so heartbreaking, and as more details emerge, this is heartbreaking for. Kansas is a small state, and we all are going to feel the effects of this. Our hearts are breaking for the families, and also have so much appreciation and gratitude for the first responders. Right now, we're in a situation where we do not have the facts of what exactly happened here, and the Transportation Safety Board, the Pentagon, the FAA, all of these officials are working together to do what they're trained to do, which is to investigate the causes of this tragedy. And I believe that it is it's not only reckless but irresponsible for any federal official, whether it be the president, a secretary, or anyone else, a member of Congress, to try to comment on what may have been the cause until the NTSB concludes their investigation. Yeah, and it actually.
Go ahead.
It's a matter too, of respecting the people who have been impacted directly by this. The families deserve dignity and respect, and for there to be a thorough investigation.
Well, let me ask you this, because we do know some things. There are some facts on the ground. We know that there's normally two people in that control tower. Obviously there is a shortage of people in that control tower. But these are the things we know for a fact. On January 20th, Donald Trump's FAA director resigned under pressure from Elon Musk. We know that same day, this was on Inauguration Day, Donald Trump froze air traffic controller hiring, along with all federal hiring. The Aviation Safety Advisory Committee was disbanded on January 22nd. The buyout demand, which is not really a buyout, trying to get people to resign in exchange for some vague promises to existing employees, went out January 28th. And on January 29th, the very next day, we had this crash. And Donald Trump tried to blame President Biden, but here's the number of deadly airplane crashes that took place and fatalities under President Biden. The answer is none. There were none. He also tried to blame President Obama. There was one in February of 2009. So we know that 9-10 days into his administration, after he changed the nature of employment at the agencies that matter, this happened. As a member of Congress, do you feel that this is something that actually needs to be looked into a bit further?
I look at this stage right now. What I can tell you is that I want to make sure that, as a member of Congress and someone who sits on the Aviation Subcommittee, who has I've unfortunately had to perform oversight duties because of the tragedies that happened with the Boeing MAX in my first 2 years of Congress. The most important thing for us as members of Congress to do is to let the NTSB and the investigators conclude their investigation so that we can really take stock of what happened and make sure that we're appropriately addressing these issues. And again, I think it is irresponsible for any federal officials, the president included, to try to come up with off the cuff what reasons might exist.